The Joe Rogan Experience.
Let me do my Joey Diaz impression. Hey, Joe
Please.
Rogan. I like that he calls
Hey,
you
Joe
Joe
Rogan.
Rogan. So if today someone said schools can open up, clubs can open up, venues can open up, we can go back to normal if you wear this bracelet that tells me where you are at all times, where you were last night, and who you hung out with.
This is the problem with it. The same problem with shutting down the TikTok house. It's because, okay, you shut down a house that has 200 people. What if it gets down to 5? What if they tell you have to split your family up? What if you have 10 people in your house? You can't have more than 10.
Right.
What if you have 12? If grandma comes over, can't come over? Who the fuck are they to tell you can't have a party? You have mismanaged this crisis so horribly at every step of the way. And not just the city and not just the state, the federal government, and of course, the people that were releasing the information from Wuhan. That's the big step, because they're the ones who fucked it up, because there was a lot of legit doctors and scientists that were in Wuhan, Chinese doctors that were trying to get the word out, and they were silenced. And the main one, the first one that did it, actually wind up dying from the fucking disease. It's crazy. Right? So that's the biggest fuck up. But there's fuck ups every step of the way. And one of the biggest fuck ups that's happening right now is these people being in a position of power and telling people that they can't work, telling people they can't do things, but you can protest.
You saw the governors got shut down, right?
But yeah, I did see that. Yeah, Tim Dillon was supposed to be there.
Crazy.
Governors in Long Island, the comedy club. But you can't have a person that just because they win a popularity contest make new rules. You can't give them the power to make new rules, because everybody becomes a fucking tyrant. And that's what they're doing. All they're doing is to protect people. You tell me how many fucking hospital beds you have. You tell me what the death rate is. And then you tell me why this is the only state in the country that can't open a beauty salon. The beauty salons can't be open right now.
Crazy,
Only California. They're crazy. It's a crazy state.
And they opened them for a second and then took it away.
But this is what they're doing. This
Maybe it's because we
Lyft
don't
and
pay
Uber
enough
shit.
taxes.
That's exactly what it is.
Jesus Christ.
The
Where's all
Lyft
this-
and the Uber shit.
I never
this
pay
is a tipping
taxes.
point.
Is that bad?
People are going to
What?
wake the fuck up. No, it's fine.
I
Just
said I
don't tell
never pay
anybody.
taxes. Is that bad?
If you don't say it on a podcast, nobody knows.
let's just say on paper, me and Wesley Snipes have a lot in common.
Dude, they don't fuck around. They find you.
They
No,
find you.
I'm having my. Well, I'm not talking about this actually. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. But this state is just, they're terrible at it. And the fact that they can shut down these TikTokers, we should be nervous. Not because these TikTokers are geniuses,
Yeah,
and they should
yeah.
be- but it's because who the fuck are you to say you can shut the power off?
Wow.
You can shut someone's power off?
But isn't it funny
it's a
that
slippery slope.
Yeah.
They're taking their
playing
ability
God.
to use their phone away. They're like, your phone's gonna die and then you're fucked.
Well, they're shutting the lights off in the house is what they're
Right.
doing. They're cutting off the water. But if you do that, like, you're saying that you have the ability to shut off essentials, things that keep people alive, water and power.
Interesting,
You're
yeah.
saying that you have the ability to tell them how they can live
Right.
in this house. And there's no real law that says you can limit the amount of people that can go to a party. I
Right.
don't think there is.
I'll tell you where this does not
Is there?
happen. Texas. No,
no.
my mom
can't
is from
do that.
Texas. Yeah, you do not get to tell people from Texas what to fucking do.
Except don't smoke weed.
Yeah, except weed. What are we going to do about that?
We'll figure it out.
Oh,
There's occupancy laws,
I'm going to have the, what?
occupancy laws and shit like that. Like the amount of people that can be
Right,
inside
but
of a place.
but if you can't change them, can you? Can you make it a house? Like if a house normally has a party, like Dan Bilzerian's place,
if you're in college and you have too many people at your house, they'll come and shut it down.
right? But that's the cops, and that's not your house. That's
We get it. You went to
that's a
college,
frat house.
Jamie.
They probably don't own the house either. They're probably renting it. They
Yeah.
don't have $10 million
Well,
to buy those houses yet.
If the people who own the house have some sort of a regulation, maybe I could see it. But if you, like Dan Bilzerian didn't own that house either. And the whole thing about that house that would piss off the neighbors was because he would just bus in people and they'd fill that place up and DJs and marshmallows there and shit. And everybody's going crazy. But they didn't shut his power off. So they're saying they have the ability to shut your power and water off because during the pandemic, they can limit the amount of people in your house. So that's a new rule.
Wow.
Because if they were having these occupancy laws, Dan Bilzerian would have gotten shut down too.
That's right.
They're doing it because they're saying you could spread COVID this way and it's irresponsible. The problem is the way that they're doing something new.
Yeah.
They're shutting power off on someone's house that doesn't listen. They're shutting power off on someone who's having a party who doesn't obey.
But didn't they have
And
COVID?
they're doing it for press to kind of let people know what's up. It's like a threat.
And this is the same fucking guy that offered rewards for people who turn folks in. Remember the whole thing, snitches get stitches?
Yeah.
Well, now snitches get rewards. If people
Get
aren't
riches.
social distancing, if people are
Stitches
having
get riches.
parties, and that was for small parties.
That's right.
Remember? That was for people having fucking barbecues. This shit is slippery.
Do you think I'm going to get shut? Because I'm starting a stand-up show in my backyard. Just for comics, we're going to do testing like what Chappelle's doing in Ohio. I'm going to do in my backyard because it's just getting crazy. Am I going to get shut down?
I don't know. But you're going to let everybody know where you live.
No,
It's basically going to be like a bringer show. It's going to be like comic, bring like 2 friends that you trust and know.
So, guys, if you join my Patreon, I'll do a raffle. And
we might
Patreon.com.
shoot some shit. We might try to
That'd be
shoot some
fun.
stuff. Like, why not?
Why not? I just wonder, what is the law? Like, see if we can find out
Like,
if there's any written thing.
How many people can I have?
I don't know. Yeah, like what is the law now in LA? If these TikTokers have too many people.
But
like,
they
what
probably
is-
have a lot. You're
I'm
not
gonna
going to have that
I'm
many.
gonna have like 5 comics, and because when I
See, but
started,
I think you should just be arrested if that's a law. I think you should be fined or something. I
Yeah.
don't think you should be able to shut someone's fucking power
I'd
and
rather you
water
just
off.
find me. Great. All right. Bye.
Yeah, if these TikTokers like, hey, you guys are violating the law, so here's a fine of $200.
Yeah.
This what things make sense if you're fining someone for like if you park in the wrong place, you can get fined. But there's a thing that they're doing that's weird. They're shutting power off. Ordinance on loud or unruly gatherings, known as the Party House Ordinance. Hey, Dan Bilzerian, did it ever work on you? Officially took place August 15, 2018. They never use it on him. The ordinance claims to curb repeat offenders of out-of-control parties of residential neighborhoods with escalating fines and new enforcement from Los Angeles Police Department. I don't think
New
that's connected, though,
enforcement
because this is
tools?
2018.
Is that like a blanket statement?
I don't think that's connected
also,
to the
we were
TikTok
also-
house. These are all 2018
Dude, we were also in a
stories.
heat wave. It was 107. You can't cut off someone's electricity in 107
Exactly.
degree heat.
Exactly.
It's wild.
And we're assuming they're kids and
How
they're
long was it
allowed
cut
to be
off
there.
for?
Okay, here. Property owners who skirt building and safety rules or city laws, such as Los Angeles Party House Ordinance, was the same law, right? Are in violation of COVID-19 public health orders in the city's Party House Ordinance, which becomes the law in 2018. So they're talking about that law, and it said it wasn't clear whether Garcetti's announcement was related to that motion. Okay, what?
It feels like it's just a little ad hoc.
It's still, exactly. They're making it up as they go along. It's still sneaky.
I like
Under the
it.
proposal, penalties
I
for
like
large
it.
gatherings could include water and power shutoff, permit prohibitions, and having a certificate of occupancy held or revoked for large, close contact, largely maskless gatherings in violation of city emergency orders and county health orders. So the city emergency and the county health order, they make an order saying you can't have a large gathering, and if you do, they're going to do a new thing, which is shut your water and power off.
Wow.
When do they fucking ever do that unless you're a fugitive? You have to have like a gun and you're pointing it out the window
crazy.
for
But
them to
also,
shut your power
it's
and water
like
off.
we're always at risk of fires, and now you're making people use candlelight.
Yeah.
Like that's not safe.
Yeah, I've seen
More flames.
I've seen these kids. They don't shower anyway.
It's just,
you
it's
didn't
a,
punish them that
it's
much.
a slippery thing if you
Yeah.
allow it.
It's
I don't
a God
think these,
complex.
I think it's stupid that these kids want to have these parties. And we were talking about Dr. Malkin and all these people that came to him that got sick from one of those
Right,
parties.
right.
You can get sick for sure. And there's probably, it's a high likelihood that people are going to die if they keep getting sick and they infect someone, out of, it's like it's 0.04% of people who catch COVID die. That's what the current standings are. So it could lead to a death or two. It is
Yeah.
possible. But I just don't think you should allow people to do that.